Hey, y'all got to stop playing like this. Seriously. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about this black male radio host by the name of Joe Madison, who's going on a hunger strike to protest for voting rights. So I'm not sure how he's going to do this. Is he going to starve himself like almost to death? What is he going to do? All for voting rights. Um, I've heard of quite a few wacky ideas when you're talking about protesting, and some more dangerous ones like Black Lives Matter and Antifa, when they go just burn black neighborhoods down and say, hey, we support you, our black brothers and sisters. Meanwhile, you can't go to the grocery store. Your house is burned to the ground, but we got your back. I've heard some crazy things, but this one, I mean, a hunger strike, really? Is that what we're going to do? I was hearing about stuff like this back in the 90s and whatnot. But now here we are in 2021 hearing about a hunger strike over something that's not even really a problem. Okay, I'm not really sure where in the US of A there is an actual problem with being able to vote. So this is a made up thing. Now let's get into the article to see what this man's talking about. And so you'll also be able to take a look at his face so you can know what I'm talking about. You could put a face to the name in action. So here we are. This is on yourweb.com. And of course, my links will always be in the description box so you're able to read it for yourself. But you see the headline, Sirius XM Urban View. So you already know what time it is, Urban View. That's why I said black male, because the whole race thing is somehow important here. I mean, I'm not sure how you're going to link voting rights to a hunger strike and race, but here we go. Sirius XM Urban View's Joe Madison going on a hunger strike until voting rights get signed into law. Now, there's a video right here. And again, this will all be in the box. But here's an article. Today, Joe Madison, host of SiriusXM's Urban View, Joe Madison, the Black Eagle, a member of the National Radio Hall of Fame, announced on his program that he's starting a hunger strike in protest of voting rights not getting passed in the Senate. So, I guess he's going to force the Senate to pass the bill into law or pass it along to the president so you can sign it into law by going on a hunger strike. Not really sure how that's going to happen. I mean, there's plenty of people that protest in other ways that don't get their way, but let's continue. Quote, as a political protest, I am beginning a hunger strike today by abstaining from eating until Congress passes and President Biden signs the Freedom to Vote Act or the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, Madison stated. Both bills were recently passed by the House and both have been saw in the Senate. Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere in the Senate, so you might as well go and get you a Snickers bar or something like that. Get you a nice big juicy hamburger with all the trimmings, because it ain't really going to go nowhere. Get you a whole big pizza. Get you a personal pan pizza and, anchovies and all that good stuff to go with it. But I digress. Quote, I basically call it starving for voting rights, Madison said on the SiriusXM program this morning. And that began on this date. And I repeat, just as food is necessary to sustain life, the right to vote is necessary to sustain democracy. Yes, my life matters, my health matters, but our right to vote matters more. As all of you know, my show is action-oriented. It personifies taking action. I always say, what are you going to do about it? And for me, it's not just a slogan. It is what drives me and inspires me. So I've begun this hunger strike. I should say this in solidarity, let me repeat, in solidarity with all those who are calling on Congress and the president of the US of A to protect our voting rights. Since the Supreme Court decision, Shelby versus Holder, where they watered down the Voting Rights Act 1965, pardon me, here's what has happened. State houses across the country have passed myriad laws that have made it more difficult for people to vote. And I'm here to say, at some point, we've got to change these moments into movements, and the difference between the moment and the movement is sacrifice. And although this is a moral as well as a political cause for me, it is a component of a much larger movement. So that's your man, Joe Madison, wanting to starve for voting rights. Now, here's a question, Joe. Just a simple question from me to you. Again, where is it a problem with voting rights in the country? Are you not able to go vote? Are you having a hard time being able to cast your ballot? And quite frankly, voting has become too easy over the past few years. You got all these virus rules and regulations, You have rules that have been pretty much eliminated. You got universal mail-in ballots. They'll send you ballot pretty much anywhere. You could have lived at 85 addresses over the past 2 years. They'll send a ballot to each address or to wherever they want to send it to. I saw one story where a person living in D.C. had 9 different ballots, different people's ballots mailed to his apartment in D.C. So, I mean, voting has become too easy. Sometimes you don't need an ID. You can go in there and just do whatever you want. It's harder to actually go into a gym in LA right now with all these mandates going on. It's harder to get a hamburger, an In-N-Out burger to a certain extent than it is to go vote in California. Matter of fact, I'll put it to you like this. California wants to make it more difficult to go inside of a fast food joint to eat than it is to go vote. That's what they want. So where is it an actual problem with being able to vote? Guys like Joe Madison, I don't understand. These guys that want to, be shields for the Democratic Party. Don't you understand what's going on here, sir? Don't you see what's happening at the southern border? They're wanting to bring every person across the border, every Tom, Dick, Harry, Mary, Susanna, everybody. It doesn't matter if they got the virus, if they got the big virus with the H at the beginning. House in Virginia, they don't care if you have that virus, tuberculosis, whatever, the plague. You can have all those viruses coming across illegally. You could be carrying drugs, weapons, whatever. They let all that traffic come across while you are just trying to fight for basic freedom in your mind. You're fighting for things going to make you be more up under the thumb of the government. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I never understood people that behave this way. Why would you want to fight for more illegal aliens? Why would you want to fight for your voting rights to actually be dwindled? You're thinking that you want to have voting be easier, but really it's going to eliminate your ability to have your vote matter. If anybody can vote, there's no ID, no restrictions, no rules, which is what you want, really. If you get that, you end up having your vote mean less. If you have open borders, you, sir, will mean less. You don't speak no Spanish, you're not Hispanic, try to figure out a way. Try to figure out a way to make it. And you might be okay. I'm not really sure how well he does in radio, but he might be okay. But his black brothers and sisters, all this pro-black, blackity black stuff, gonna go out the window when they get replaced by the illegal aliens. So I don't really understand his angle here. I think it's just about trying to get some attention and views to his show. That could be what it is. It's a marketing scheme. All right. And I think I read that it's going to be like no solid food, but he'll be drinking liquid. So what does that really mean? You're going to be you're going to put stuff in your Ninja Foodie, your Ninja blender. You're going to blend up a hamburger and drink that rather than eating it. And you say, oh, nah, no solid food. I mean, this whole thing is stupid, but this is pretty much what they do on the opposite side. This is a big part of the reason why I'm not on that side anymore, because they do dumb things like this, things that are not even self-serving. This is going to be an anti-self-serving thing. This is going to be serving the political establishment and not the small guy on the floor. But some of these people, they think they're doing the right thing. They think that this is a noble cause. Starving yourself for Africans and Chinese and everybody else to come over here and overtake you. And really, as I close, it'll probably be more of China coming over here, China and Mexico coming right over here, and wherever you live, whatever you got going on, they'll take that whole thing over. If you got a lot of money, you're in the top 1%, you'll be fine. But the average normie out here is going to be a battle that they should not have to fight, but they could be fighting it thanks to guys like this man, Joe Madison. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Joe Madison going on a hunger strike for voting rights? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. This does not make sense. Okay, you're talking about voting rights. What rights don't you have here, sir? Okay, you got plenty of rights to go out there and vote. And really, you should be trying to strengthen voting laws so your right is protected. When you loosen the laws, your right gets eradicated. If anybody can just say, hey, my name is Joe Madison, I'm on the radio and I want to vote, they can be looking like Gollum for Lord of the Rings, completely different than this guy actually looks, it doesn't even matter. If there's no identification and you can't question anybody and you can't judge anybody, then they could just cast a vote. So when he goes to vote, they're going to say, hey, sir, you already voted. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Well, how can you tell? Is there any ID? Well, we don't take ID. Is there any videotape? We don't film because of privacy. You see what I'm saying? Like, this whole thing is so dumb, but people just do dumb things on the far political left. Maybe it's for PR purposes. Maybe it's for legitimate social activism purposes. Whatever the actual reason is, at the end of the day, it's a dumb decision to make. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.